Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting start of Talking Wrestling. And today, I am joined by another great YouTuber. And you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? This is Patrick from Porous Unboxings, as you know.
And going ahead and going to the first topic that I have is go ahead and give your thoughts on Kamala and his passing.
The first time I saw Kamala, let's see. Well, again, I was a big fan in 2010, but as I learned about the product a lot, I went back and watched some like 2004, 2005, 2006 on SmackDown. So the first time I saw him was in probably 1996 against The Undertaker. Well, a match with The Undertaker with the yellow belly and stuff. But the very first time I saw him was probably in 2006 against Randy Orton, or 2005.
And say, what's your thoughts about him passing recently?
Well, first off, I thought he died from a heart attack. Actually, it was my mom who told me he died from COVID, so that just pushed me over the edge. I know a wrestler died of COVID, so I was very sad to hear him pass.
For me, the first time I actually seen him was what had to be from WrestleMania 17, when he was in the Gimmick Battle Royal. But like you, I was going back watching old footage of him and of the Undertaker and multiple others. And originally, I thought it was like from natural causes or heart attack or something. But like you, I was surprised that it was to find out that it was actually from COVID-19.
Yeah, like when you heard of Shad Gaspard dying of saving his son. Now that's not the perfect way to go with a riptide, but he went out as a hero, saving his son. So yeah, these wrestlers' deaths hit me in a way that people don't understand.
And say with Chad, it's like a semi-great way to go out.
Yeah.
Say he went out as a hero, but it wasn't really too great to go out as you think you would want to go out.
Yeah.
Or someone should go out.
Yes. Yeah, someone should go out would be like I'm not saying this like to go out, but like I would probably want to go out with a heart attack and not like get sent off the shore. Like I would like to go as natural causes, but when it's your time to go, like I guess you have to go unexpectedly sometimes.
Say you don't get to control how you die. So
no, you don't.
Say, and you always hate to hear that anybody dies, let alone someone that you grew up watching.
Yeah, like what I'm about to review later tonight, Survivor Series 2008. Like you have Crime Time. I grew up with Crime Time. Well, during the end of his career or their career.
Say, me, I actually got to see them actually start on the main roster and become the Crime Time when they actually became a tag team.
Yeah.
Because I started way before you did watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Because as you said, you started in 2010. I started pretty well when I was born.
Yeah. Like, okay, so my brother got me started into it probably around 2000. Let's say he's 24 now. He would probably like in 2000, probably like in 2006. But I didn't know what it was, so I didn't keep going with it. But then this is always gonna be a funny story to me. I it's it's right before Extreme Rules 2010. Chris Jericho's on the TV. And I'm saying, wait a minute, is this really wrestling? So I run down the hall to my brother. Hey Tim, do you care if I watch this? He says, I don't care what you do. So I started watching it, and I fell in love with it like that.
Say I was pretty well the same boat. It's just, of course, I got started because of my father growing up watching it, and then of course all that. Of course, I getting it just like that.
Yeah.
And
Like,
say,
yeah.
go
Oh,
ahead.
well, my all-time three favorite wrestlers are like, first off is Rey Mysterio, like the biggest little man, the luchador, the Undertaker, and Edge.
And say I love Edge. He's actually my second favorite wrestler of all time. As you probably know, if you since you've been watching my videos.
Yeah.
And say, what are some of the favorite interests that you've seen over the years, in your opinion?
Oh God. My all-time favorite is probably, well, I go back and watch these on tape or DVDs and stuff, but probably WrestleMania 23, the Undertaker's entrance from 23, and Shawn Michaels from 25 going down heaven or hell, and then my favorite theme song and entrance would probably be the Seth Rollins from 2019, like the Burn It Down.
So that is a great theme song, but for entrance wise, and you mentioned the Undertaker, mine would have to be from WrestleMania 17 when he was just flew down on the motorcycle down the ramp.
Oh, I love American Badass.
So do I.
His I especially loved the what was now. This is my all time. Well, not my all time favorite pay per view, but probably Survivor Series when he goes down the when he goes on the bike, or probably my all time favorite. Well, my all time favorite rivalry for the Undertaker would probably be Triple H and Shawn Michaels, because those four matches from 2010 through 2012, or now well, I don't like the Triple H versus in. I didn't like him in like 2018 when Shawn Michaels came back. That should have never happened.
No, it shouldn't.
Because he should have ended at WrestleMania 26 and said, "I'm done. I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna go work for NXT, and I'm not gonna get my bald head inside a ring again." And then Triple H had to tear his quad again.
I'm not sure about his quad. I think it was his arm.
Oh right, you're right. Man, I hate that pay per view with a passion. So I it's like what I did with the DVD Freak. I cannot take SummerSlam 2010 serious.
And say, it's like what the Saudi Arabia shows. It's like Wrestling Rampage said. It's a glorified house show.
He's not wrong. Now, I loved Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander on Super Showdown. That match I can go back and watch over and over again. But I cannot take Undertaker versus Triple H, the last time ever. You say that's the last time ever, and then you have it at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
It just messes with your mind for.
Well, it's the same thing with The Rock and John Cena. Once in a lifetime. And they did turn around and did it the next year.
Like, you couldn't have waited about 4 years, but then you had just to wait a year. But we would still be pissed off about it.
Yeah, because it was billed as once in a lifetime. You think it would have only happened once and then moved on.
Mm-hmm. But as we said, I took Howard Finkel's death hard. I took Shad Gaspar, as you know, hard. As you saw on one of my videos, what I did, Shad passes away and then Shad disappears. You know, I didn't know Shad disappeared until I watched Dan the Beast's video.
See, I knew about it, but Dan the Beast really gave some insight about it. At least a little bit.
Yeah. And
So, Shad's death was very tragic for me. Knowing that he didn't want to be saved, he was more worried about his son being saved than over him.
Exactly.
Which you got to respect the man for that.
Yeah, and I respected the man in WWE. I mean, it's tragic to go.
But moving on a little bit here.
Yeah, go.
There's a rumor going on, and I'm sure you've probably seen it. They're bringing the rumor is that they're bringing back the GM role on Raw, and the rumored GM for Raw is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think it'll be a good thing for the GM because it's kind of getting stale again without the GMs.
Now, you're not talking about the guest GM, are you?
No, not the guest GM. This is flat out regular GM.
Okay, good, because I can't stand guest GMs anymore.
And say me for the GM part alone, I think it's a good idea as long as it's one person only, and the one that's rumored, he was at least a code GM for Raw in the past, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And
with Eric Bischoff in 2003.
Yeah. I think at least with his character wise, I think it will be a great idea for him to do it because he ain't gonna take no bullshit off people.
Mm-mm.
So, and that's one thing that is missing is a authority figure not taking bullshit off anybody.
Yeah, and this would be a good thing for Stone Cold because he retires in 2003. He comes back He comes back after WrestleMania 19. He comes to Raw Reunion in 2018, and then he has his own show on the USA Network. He's absolutely doing things, but Raw needs a GM, and SmackDown, yeah, because Raw is absolute trash with this Raw Underground. What is that anyway?
If you ever watched the old footage of the Attitude Era, you were seeing something called Brawl for All. It's basically the same thing, just slightly different.
Okay.
Because what the Brawl for All was a tournament of actual fighting to get a shot for the WWF at the time championship.
Wow, I did not know that.
And it was technically based off of a idea from John Bradshaw Layfield that he brought the idea of the hardcore division, but Vince fucking Russo changed into that Brawl for All.
Yeah.
And I hate Vince fucking Russo with a passion.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's been doing absolute nothing for the company. He's actually taking Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is ruining this company, I believe.
Well, it's like I said for Vince in previous Talking Wrestlings. What Vince needs to do is hand it over to Triple H, because Triple H is doing a phenomenal job with NXT.
Yeah, I mean we have. Now, I didn't see NXT tonight because I was over at my grandparents, but I saw Keith Lee opening a book and it was on fire, I believe.
I think that as well, but I didn't see Raw this past Monday night. I didn't see NXT or AEW tonight. Because of I record it and then watch it all of 5 shows or 4 or 5 shows at pretty well on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So because of commercials.
Oh yeah.
I hate commercials, so I'd rather just not have to worry about them.
Yeah, well, yeah. What I do is just turn on music and then just drown them out, and then just unmute the TV and just say, "Okay, Raw's on. Great. I have to ruin 3 hours of my life now."
Well, because I recorded, I know this. If you cut out commercials, it's basically 2 hours for Raw, an hour and a half for NXT, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually good to know, actually. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because SmackDown's a 2-hour show.
And there's like 30 minutes worth of commercials for NXT, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown.
Yep.
And then an hour worth of commercials for Raw, which is fucking bullshit. It should be less commercials, more of the show.
Yeah, when I went to, I've been to 2 Raws in my life. They're just standing in the ring. I mean, I can tell you this from like pure stance. They're just standing in the ring doing nothing and waiting to come back from commercial. They're not even fighting.
Well, I've been to one Raw, and of course it was live at the time, and they was actually carrying on a match completely, like they would normally.
Oh yeah, with the WWE app and stuff. Yeah, I could see that happening, but not at this Raw. They were just waiting for the commercials to come back.
Well, I think with a lot of it, or a lot of times that they would slow down the pace of the match during the commercials because of the commercial itself.
Yeah, that's it. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's it.
And say, going to the next topic, which is kind of related to the GM topic, and it's also rumored that there's going to have a draft in October. Do you think this could be good, bad, or do you think it's stupid?
Nothing can top 2016's draft. Absolutely nothing. You have The Miz and Dolph Ziggler putting on a fantastic rivalry throughout all of 2016. So you have Dean Ambrose winning the championship, and then taking it and Backlash. AJ Styles taking it from. But yeah, if they don't ruin most of the superstars like they're doing on Raw, like I would love to see Ricochet with a WWE championship around his waist.
And say what problem is Vince McMahon himself. No matter who's running Raw, who's running SmackDown, it all has to be run through Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon does not want to build up the smaller guys. He's all about the big guys. Look at Brock Lesnar, for example.
Oh yeah.
He wants to keep Brock Lesnar because of his size, even though he's not even there even half the time. He's not even there for a third of the time.
Night Dad. Yeah, I mean, you have him coming for the Roman Reigns wins a Universal Championship, and that he goes for leukemia, which I think is the safest thing for Roman Reigns now that there's COVID. But you have Brock Lesnar leave, but in November he wins back the title. I mean, you spent 2018's month going after Brock. The same thing with Seth. You have him win, and then you have him winning the Money in the Bank contract for no reason at all.
Say, are you talking about Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank title or Money in the Bank? Because I thought that was pretty cool for him.
No. I'm talking about Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank.
Oh, Brock Lesnar don't win at all. No reason at all. And he wasn't even in the match, for Pete's sake. He should have at least been advertised to be in the match beforehand.
Yeah, because all of us wanted Mustafa Ali to win the briefcase. That was supposed to be the plan. But then you have Brock Lesnar coming to Extreme Rules to win the championship from Lesnar to Lesnar, from Seth Rollins after he beats and goes through a table to Baron Corbin, and let's never talk about Baron Corbin. So then you have Brock Lesnar win the championship. What was talking about all that? What was Slaying the Beast doing? Absolutely nothing. If you win it now at SummerSlam, that match was very awesome. But now that, let's see, Brock going, and then you have him on the debut of Fox winning the championship over Kofi Kingston in 8 seconds, might I add.
Say, that was just stupid. Brock Lesnar being a champion as a part-timer is just flat out stupid. He's not even there a third of the year, let alone half of it. So why should a part-timer be a champion at all?
That's what I've been saying since he won the title.
And say they're
in 2017. That's what I've been saying for 3 straight years.
They're even paying him like $4 million around that per 1 year. And why do you want to pay him like that much money when he's not even there, even a third of the year? That's just stupid, for my opinion.
Here, $6 million man, Brock Lesnar is worth every penny.
Bullshit. I call it a bullshit on that one.
This was in October of 2017. This magazine was.
He is not worth $6 million at all. He should have. Vince McMahon really should have done away with him a long time ago. Say, he should have never even fucking hired him back in 2012 if he wanted that light of a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for Pete's sake, he was in the UFC. He's used to that type of schedule, so therefore he should never fucking brought him back.
Exactly.
Say, Brock Lesnar should have stayed in UFC where he belongs, where he can get that type of schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Because UFC works about maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And that's what the schedule he wants is working like 3 or 4 times a year.
Like as I said, him being champion, I didn't even know who was Universal Champion in like 3 years ago. I didn't even care about the championship.
I don't even care about the Universal title now, let alone then.
Yeah.
is either a fruit roll-up or a blueberry championship. And say just with the name alone, the Universal Championship, stupid ass name.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. What do you think? Okay, who do you think is this mystery group? I forgot what they were even called.
Retribution.
Revolution?
Retribution.
Yeah, Retribution. Yeah.
Say, honestly, I cannot forget the name because if you've seen the co-presented pay-per-view name or pay-per-view I did for WWF and WCW, that's the name I named the pay-per-view that they co-assisted together.
Retribution.
And if they got that name from me, I want some copyright money. I want my copyright money.
Yeah, what do you think so? I mean, they stole the name from you, probably. But seriously, this is a topic. Who do you think is behind this?
Well, if you're talking about who I think the members are, let's run down some members. You got maybe Finn Balor, that some people are thinking that it could be. You got CM Punk and AJ Lee, because I've seen that those two are rumored.
Mm-hmm.
And you got and then you got Evolve, members from Evolve, which would be, I can understand with Finn Balor. He probably feels like that no one he was overlooked on his time with Raw and SmackDown, so therefore right off it would be understandable with Finn. Same thing with CM Punk. He was kind of overlooked at the beginning, and he needed to get some payback against WWE because of that. And same thing with AJ. She's married to Punk, so therefore she wants to get paid back because of that. Because if you've seen it on SmackDown, there's two females.
Yes, I did see that. And also, I think now, as you know, Big E is getting a push as a singles competitor. What about Xavier Woods?
For me, Xavier Woods is never been that good inside the ring.
No, he's never been that good. I agree with you 100%.
So, I think the best one out of the New Day to get the push would be Big E. So if they're going to go with the route with Big E, they should. It would be a great thing to do if they would put Big E against one of the members of Retribution once it's revealed who they are.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
And that's if they're going to have him be the face in the whole situation. But me, I can kind of see, because they do not know who the members are yet. What I've seen. But I think what they could do is have Big E be part of that group.
Oh, Big E be a part of the group? I didn't think of that.
I think it'll be a great way to really give him a heel character.
Yep.
Because he never really had much of a heel character. Through most of his WWE career, he's been face. Because he had a short stint as heel with Dolph Ziggler, but not much.
That's it. When he won the Intercontinental Championship from Curtis Axel, you can write that heel gimmick off. Yeah, so he hasn't been a heel for 7 years. Yeah.
And really, Big E I consider could be a top heel if they would allow him to be a heel.
Yup.
And why not have him be part, at least the only big man, a part of that group? Be the muscle behind that group.
Yep. Exactly. Because you don't see, like, you don't see a big man in that ring with the group.
Is that, yeah, you don't see a big man in the group, but of course it can always change because they do not know exactly who they want to be in the group. Because if you pay attention, they had the masks on.
Yep. Yeah, and you could always find a funny moment when they accidentally made Corey Graves say the S word on live TV, but they had to bleep it because they still think it's TV PG, but no, it's no people, it's PG. No, it's TV 14, so you can say whatever the heck you want.
And say they might as well, since the product is getting edgier anyway, go back to TV 14.
And bring back blood, please.
I'd agree with that. I've been saying that for years. Say, when you think of a steel cage or a Hell in a Cell match, you think that there's going to be blood.
And please stop with these gimmick pay-per-views. I mean...
Exactly. I've been saying that too. And say it's nonsense having a Hell in a Cell or TLC or Elimination Chamber or Extreme Rules matches every fucking year. Stop with these damn fucking gimmick pay-per-views.
Hell in the Cell. Taker versus Batista.
At Survivor Series.
Yep. And then,
and just think of like the very first Hell in a Cell. It was at In Your House Bad Blood, 1997.
Yup. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker.
So they didn't have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view back then. Why would they need a one now?
Exactly. And from like 2018 to 2019. First off, there's no disqualification inside a Hell in a Cell match. So Brock Lesnar F5ing Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, that shouldn't count as a disqualification.
Well, I think it was because it was the same. It's the same thing with the Fiend and Seth Rollins match. It was a referee stoppage because they couldn't continue.
Yeah.
It was technically, because there ain't no rules saying that they can't be referee stoppage. Which is a bunch of bullshit. If there's no rules, then therefore it shouldn't be any referee stoppage.
Yup. Exactly.
What do you think of the Monday Night Messiah gimmick for Seth Rollins?
I love it.
So do I.
I absolutely love it.
Say, yeah, this Monday Night Messiah gimmick is not as good as his original heel run, in my opinion, but it's still one of the best things that's going on in WWE right now, in my opinion.
As a heel character, even though you're supposed to hate a heel character, that WrestleMania 31 cash-in is the greatest moment I ever seen from Seth Rollins. That is still number one. That is still number one on my list.
And say, after me and the DVD Freak filmed the wrestling trivia, me and him was talking about that cash-in, and I told him that that was the greatest birthday present that I ever got. Because that happened on my birthday.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sick.
Because he literally gave me the best birthday present when he did a cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania 31 to save the main event against Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Because that match was pure trash.
Yep. And that same day, I went paintballing with my friends. It hurt like crap because that was the first time I went paintballing. That seriously made the pain go away in my finger. That seriously made the pain go in my finger in my foot. That cash in saved it.
And say Seth Rollins is one of those guys, in my opinion, along with Daniel Bryan, that can pull off a face or a heel. And say it just depends on the time frame that he needs to do. His face run before he switched to heel was kind of getting pretty still, in my opinion.
Like as I said, I went to Extreme Rules 2013. I saw them all win gold. So that was pretty fun to see.
And say, here's a question since you went to that one. I believe it's that one that this person went to, but did you perhaps see Kevin Owens in the crowd at all? I think it was that one that he went to.
Kevin, I was very high up, so
So was he.
Oh,
he was like, he was like midway up, I believe.
I probably saw him, but I probably didn't. So like, I was like half. Yeah, I couldn't tell you from a standpoint, but I probably did see him.
And say, I believe that he went to that one before he actually got signed in 2015. What do you think of the two-man power trip? If you know who that even is. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H.
Oh yeah, that was sick. I think I watched them face Kane and the Undertaker for the tag team titles at what was it, Judgment Day, title for title, winner takes all.
I believe so.
Yeah, I watched that match. I thought it was excellent. Well, not excellent, but yeah, I watched that.
Say, I think it was a great team. It's just, why did they have to put two great single stars together? Say they was great together, but they was better separately.
I guess because they wanted to win a tag team title, but
if you think about it, Stone Cold already won the tag team titles, but Shawn Michaels beforehand.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold didn't really need to win the tag titles. And with Triple H, he didn't need a tag title. He would have got one years later anyway when he as Generation X and with Shawn Michaels.
2006 and 2009, yeah, against Chris Jericho and the Big Show. Yeah, I mean that was strange. Yeah, have Stone Cold win with them. That's really strange. Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if Hulkamania never happened?
Well, first off, they wouldn't have that very, very good match at WrestleMania 18 with The Rock.
Yeah. We would have never had WrestleMania 3 where Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant.
We wouldn't have that great pay-per-view with that where Brock Lesnar broke his neck and the DVD Freak loved so much, WrestleMania 19, probably.
I think popularity standpoint, Hulk Hogan actually drew fans in, so therefore wrestling would have never been as big without Hulk Hogan. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean those numbers would have gone down a whole lot if if Hulk Hogan never faced Andre at 3.
What are some of the best Royal Rumble returns in the actual match itself, in your opinion?
Triple H in 2002. Yeah, Madison Square Garden. John Cena in 2008 and Edge 2010 and 2020.
Me, I just want to name one because I think this is actually the best one, and you already mentioned it, Edge in 2020, and here's why. No one really expected him to return because of his neck injury. In 2010, people kind of expected him to kind of return anyway because he didn't retire yet.
Yeah, I like everybody. I jumped out of my seat, like tears were falling from my face. Enjoy in 2020.
So did I, and we watched that Royal Rumble recently, and I still got goosebumps when he came out.
Exactly, and going back to the entrance, I get goosebumps every time I see the Undertaker's entrance.
So do I actually, and when just the dead man when excuse me, the dead man character that I get the goosebumps from. Now, if you're talking about the American Badass or the Dead Man Inc. Undertaker, no, I don't really get that much goosebumps from.
No, I don't get goosebumps from Biker Taker at all. No, I get goosebumps from like 2005 when he took on Randy Orton in Armageddon 2005 with the. Now that match is supposed to be. Now that match was excellent with a Hell in a Cell to end the rivalry. A Hell in a Cell match is supposed to end a rivalry.
Well, it's the same way with like a steel cage. It's supposed to end a rivalry. Mm-hmm. Now, along with it's supposed to keep people inside the cage and keep people out. In my opinion, it shouldn't be no top on the cage.
Nope.
Because of that reason, you shouldn't be able to get out of the cage. There should be better referee inside with both competitors. Then have them end the match by pinfall submission and lock the door if they absolutely have to have a door. Because they right now they have to have a door with the steel cage because of the no more room they have. But if there are any other stadium, have no door and have the cage just lowered down over them.
Yup.
And same thing with like the Hell in a Cell, have no door and just have the Hell in a Cell lower down on them.
And the same way with the Elimination Chamber, why have a door? Well, they don't really have a door, but.
Well, with the Elimination Chamber, that's a little bit different because each or 5 competitors has to be eliminated and they have to leave.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, of course that's different. Yeah.
Because you have 6 competitors, and as you're talking about one of them where you have a 6th man in there or a 7th man in there, and yeah, 5 of the competitors has to be eliminated.
Yep.
We talked about. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, we talked about the Seth Rollins heel gimmick, but what do you think about the Bayley heel gimmick?
The Bayley heel gimmick, that Sasha Banks and Bayley, besides the Bella Twins that I used to love on TV, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What the Bayley and Sasha Banks gimmicks are great. I I loved when they came back. Well, actually, Bayley never went away. I'm talking about Sasha Banks. When Sasha Banks and Natalya, when Sasha Banks came back, I had no idea. I was happy, and then I booed her for about like 3 weeks, and then I began to love it. But the Bayley heel gimmick, I love her as champion. She won it, and I think she won it. Well, I know she won it from Charlotte and Money in the Bank, but she lost it, and then she won it back again. But yeah.
Me, I actually loved it from the start because I was saying it for years that Bayley needed to become a heel because she needed to stop being the hugger Bayley, get more aggressive, and to because she wasn't really that good of a wrestler as the hugger Bayley. She was great.
She wasn't at all.
She was great in the ring. It's just she couldn't get the job done. Look at the heel Bayley. She's getting the job done now.
Yep. And now they're all champions on Raw and SmackDown.
That's the only problem I have with Sasha Banks and Bayley is why do they need all the women's gold?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, first off, you're tag team champions, but you need the 2 main championships too.
For the singles titles wise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why? Why do you need 2 singles titles when you're tag team champions?
I say, for my opinion, for the tag championships, they don't need a tag team championships for the women because they don't have enough women for the tag teams.
Yep, you are speaking you are speaking the truth.
If they wanted to make 2 new titles for the women's division, why not make a title for Raw and SmackDown along with NXT being a mid-card championship for the women's division?
Yeah, and we basically don't I probably seen the women's tag team championships on NXT 3 times.
Say the only reason I say a mid-card championship is so that they can go after, or other women can go after the mid-card championship before they can go to the main women's title. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what the men do with the United States or Intercontinental Championship.
Exactly. Make a title like that for the women
instead of having the women's tag team titles. They don't have enough. They don't have enough women's tag teams to have a women's tag team division.
Yep.
Have you ever watched the NWA?
I kind of did, but basically no.
Okay. Say, for what you saw, what did you think of it?
I thought it was good. Parts of it.
Say, if you could sit down and watch it, I think you would highly enjoy it a whole lot better than WWE or AEW because it's absolutely going to a throwback to the way things used to be a long time ago.
I believe you saw on my channel. I just got Ring of Honor Year 6, and just saying that where is it? That steel cage match with Jimmy Jacobs and BJ Whitmer. That match got me really into, and this is and this stuff is from 2007. So yeah, so this made me get into Ring of Honor again because I have I have like 3 Ring of Honors, and and I have both AJ Styles TNAs. I still need to get that third one with the 4-disc set, and I have the 3-disc thing of from 3 discs of Jeff Hardy, and those are phenomenal. No pun intended.
Say, you mentioned Chris Jericho earlier, but what do you think of Chris Jericho banning Jim Cornette for watching any AEW television? Just because of Jim Cornette talking trash about it.
Now, I think AEW is doing better with well, I guess better than WWE with COVID. I mean, I would rather watch AEW Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays instead of Raw, SmackDown on Mondays and Fridays. But like what they did with that Stampede on the football field match, that was fantastic. The Boneyard match with Taker and AJ was semi okay, but yeah.
I'm the other way around with that. I like the Boneyard match better than that football fuckery, as I like to call it.
Yeah, that match. Yeah, the Boneyard match was way better than that.
But what do you think of Chris Jericho banning Jim Cornette from watching any AEW television?
That's just crazy, I believe.
And it all started for what Jim Cornette said about AEW television.
I don't even remember what he even said.
All I know is Chris Jericho came out saying that Jim Cornette is banned from watching AEW television.
Is banned? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's banned.
That's weird. That's really weird.
What are some of the overhyped and underhyped wrestlers that you know of?
Oh crap! I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. Well, underhyped. Well, underrated. Well, not really underrated, but like I said before, Ricochet deserves better.
Say Ricochet for me definitely would be underhyped, underprivileged. I'd say there's been a lot of talent through the years similar to Ricochet that's been underhyped. Like for example, Cedric Alexander, he's also underhyped. And say overhyped, I would have to go with Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah, Baron Corbin. I can just sign off my TV.
And say I like Baron Corbin myself, but like I said before, I don't see him going any higher than mid-card.
First off, why do you shave his hair?
If you paid attention, his hairline was proceeding.
Oh, I didn't see that. But I don't like Corbin now, but I liked him in 2017. 2017, I could deal with him. Like being United States champion, or was he even United States champion? Now I don't even remember.
I think he was.
Yeah, but then he took it. Oh yeah, he was. He won it. I think Hell in a Cell, and then Clash of Champions. He lost it to Dolph Ziggler, and then Dolph Ziggler left. But the best thing that Dolph Ziggler did was to bring Drew McIntyre to Raw.
Yeah. But have you ever watched Dark Side of the Ring? And if so, what's your thoughts on it?
Yes, I have. I actually watched the Owen Hart and the Chris Benoit thing. And those are the only 3 parts I watched. I think Dark Side of the Ring is great. I think they really give an in-depth look of what you're actually missing in the ring, and their personalities outside.
100% agreed. I actually seen all the episodes. I did miss the debut for season 1, but that was because I did not know of the show until after it started airing. But I would, for that one there, for getting me to watch the show, I'd like to give a thanks to Wrestling Rampage for getting me to start watching it. But of course, we watched some of the episodes and thought every single episode through season 1 and season 2 was great.
I think now I'm not sure if he did it. I think Dan because I knew that Dark Side of the Ring was a thing. I didn't know they did a Chris Benoit episode. I watched the DVD. I didn't really watch the DVD Freak's review on it, but the DVD Freak actually got me into Dark Side of the Ring for the Chris Benoit, and then I watched the Owen Hart. So basically, DVD Freak got me into it, and Dan actually. So
the one, like I said, the ones that actually got me into it is Wrestling Rampage.
Yep.
That goes into really the next topic. What do you think would have happened if Owen Hart never died?
He would have. Now,
I think he would have kind of wrestled for a few more years, then, of course, retired in 2001.
And then we wouldn't have that. Now, do you think the Bret Hart the Montreal screw job would have happened if Owen was still with us in 1997?
Well, Owen was technically with us in 1997.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Because he came out right after it happened.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Universal and to YouTube. I don't know my history, I guess. But
I was actually alive during that time and actually seen it live. So.
No, I was born 3 years later, dude. I didn't.
Well, I was actually born earlier in 97.
Oh, so you actually watched? Yeah, so you actually watched it. Well, yeah, you actually heard of it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'll always. Now, I don't have the Shawn versus Bret DVD like probably everybody else in their collection. Like, I saw it in my local video store, but I got the Ric Flair one, but I didn't get the Shawn versus Bret. But that is on my list to get.
There's one thing I want to say about the Shawn and Bret DVD. It's a great DVD.
Okay. Would you get the Blu-ray or the DVD?
DVD.
Okay, perfect. Okay. The DVD it is.
And I don't really have a Blu-ray player, so I just get the DVD.
Now, talking about Owen's death, what do you think would have happened if Eddie Guerrero didn't die?
First of all, I would like to say him being on drugs did not help his death.
No, it didn't.
Because what happened was he had a heart attack, which was technically caused by him being on drugs previously. But I do think if he wasn't on the drugs and lived, he would have retired within the next few years, probably by 2008, 2009, and Chris Benoit and along with Nancy and Daniel Benoit, would have been still alive because the tragedy would never happened.
Yes,
he-
yes, and he was. I think I heard this like rumored online. He was supposed to win the world championship from Batista to let Dave like go film movies. Probably, I'm not really sure if that's true, but
That's false because Dave actually said before that WWE did not want him to film movies at all while he was signed with WWE.
okay, so Stephanie McMahon lied to all of us because I heard that he was supposed to win the championship after Survivor Series and or lose it to Randy Orton.
Say, Batista said himself that he did not, WWE would not allow him to film movies at all. So,
Well, they proved him wrong. So, yeah, but like, yeah, but as I said, Eddie Guerrero is in my top 5 for wrestlers, and like Chris Benoit is too. But do you think after doing all of those headbutts and the damages and the damage to his head, do you think Chris Benoit would have lived? Like let's say the tragedy never happened. Eddie Guerrero is still alive, and he's still alive. Do you think he would have died anyway?
I think Chris would have died anyway because of the injuries to his brain, because of the headbutt. But I don't think the tragedy would have happened if Eddie was alive because he had, as everyone knows, that Eddie and Chris was very close and they can go to each other for anything. So therefore, if there was any thoughts going through his head, Chris would have went to Eddie and talked it through.
And as you saw on Dark Side of the Ring, they gave Chris a book, like a journal, I believe.
Yeah.
To write stuff down, to like sing, and like to write things to Eddie, even though he was passed away. But
it was supposed to be like a Eddie Guerrero letters.
Oh yeah, but it's still weird that on on the WWE Network, you can't find the episode of his tribute show.
No, you and say and plus I think you know this, but for example, with Royal Rumble 2003, it was Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle for the world title. It says Kurt Angle goes for the world heavyweight title.
You mean on the WWE Network?
Oh, yeah, on the WWE Network it says Kurt Angle goes for the world title. It doesn't say Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit for the world title.
And I bet that they don't even have his last ECW match on there. I bet.
They have a lot of stuff of Chris Benoit's on the network, but they just don't mention his name at all. Like I said, with World Rumble 2003, it says Kurt Angle goes for the world title.
They better have the WrestleMania 20 thing.
Yeah, they do have that one.
That's just totally weird that they wouldn't have that. Well, everyone has the Royal Rumble 2003, but me, because I'm still looking for the Armageddon and SummerSlam 2002. I'm looking for the 2003. I'm looking for a lot of 2000. I'm only missing 2 from the year of 2008.
Yeah, I'm missing a lot for the years myself. But what do you think of the War Games match?
Now, do you mean for NXT and stuff like that?
in general throughout history. No matter if it's NWA, WCW, or NXT.
I love them. The two steel cages and the weapons. And here's the thing, I love blood.
So do I. That's the problem too. There's no blood with the NXT War Games. And plus, with the NXT War Games, if you compare it to the original, there's 2 doors, one on each end on the opposite sides, with the original, along with a roof. There's no roof, and there's only 1 door for the NXT.
Yeah.
With the original, they had both teams stand by each door.
Yep.
And then they go in at the right time.
Yep. But the favorite part of the NXT War Games will always be for me Ricochet doing reverse 630 on top of the cage.
I had to agree with that. Now, the worst moment for the NXT TakeOver War Games pay-per-view itself, and it happened during shortly after the last War Games match, where they showed Dr. Britt Baker, which works for AEW.
Yes. Oh, which I think is Adam Cole's girlfriend. Actually.
Yeah. It wasn't Triple H didn't even want that to happen. The producer was messed up by showing her because she looked more concerned. Of course, she looks more concerned. She's the Adam Cole's freaking girlfriend.
Exactly. So, yeah. And what do you think of the Cody Rhodes TNT Championship defenses?
Me, I think new people is good. Than trying to bring in new people, but they need to bring in people that is actually talented instead of people that's not no good. Which they are bringing in talented people, but just, the main problem I have is the name of the championship, the TNT Championship. It should be called the Television Championship because of your division. You could switch to another channel. You're defending it on pay-per-views, so therefore you're not defending it just on TNT.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, I want to name 5 of your favorite AEW superstars.
Are you talking about overall or just pure AEW? Never came from WWE at all.
I think overall, you do you.
Well, okay. Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, MJF, and you're just talking about singles, right? Or not? No tag teams, or you just kind of throw
no tag teams.
Okay. Then I have to go with Ricky Starks and Dr. Britt Baker.
Okay. Mine are MJF, Jon Moxley, or however you say his stupid name, Jericho, Darby Allin, and crap. No, not Orange. I believe this would actually be a tag team, but Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix.
And say if you're talking about pure AEW that was never came from WWE, even though he was technically did a stint for WWE backstage, MJF is the one that is the best one they got, for my opinion.
Yeah, MJF is like saying like he's gonna be the AEW champion. Like he could be like our president of TV. Like let's say that the president of AEW.
Which MJF could be a star anywhere if he's given that chance. Which he is given that chance right now with AEW. I don't think he would have got that chance if he was signed with WWE.
No way. Now look. Now let's go to a superstar that I think is doing better on AEW than WWE ever, which is Pac, aka Neville.
I'm not sure better because he's not on screen television recently.
No, well, let's say he. No, let's just say he was like the matches you saw from him with. I think he faced like Kenny Omega inside his like in an Iron Man match.
Yep, Iron Man match.
Well, then let's not say Pac. Then, let's say Jon Moxley. Do you think he's doing better?
I want to say a catchphrase from Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh
hell yeah!
He's doing much, but he's doing way better.
And say, for me, John was not given the chance in WWE to actually shine like he deserves.
Now, he did hold the United States Championship for a long period of time. He just never defended it.
Yep, exactly. They don't really have the United States champion defend the championship like they should be. And say that brings me to what happened to the 30-day clause. What happened to it? They used to have where you had to defend the title every 30 days. Whatever happened to it?
And
they just threw it out the door.
And let's talk about this real quick. No rematch clause.
Fucking bullshit. And say, from my opinion, here's how I would do that. 3 matches, you're done. You win the title, that's 1 match. You get the champion gets a rematch, that's 2 matches. 3rd match would be the last match between the 2 of you for a while. Because people does not want to see same 2 matches over and over and over and over.
Like this. Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. No, wait a minute. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. No one wants to see that. I slept. Well, I didn't sleep, but I was like dozing off during that 31 match and 34 match.
And say I wasn't falling asleep during 31, which I'm glad I did after when Seth Rollins came out.
Yeah, I wasn't sleeping during that. I was sleeping during 34. And wasn't Brock Lesnar not supposed to win that championship? Roman Reigns was supposed to win the championship. I believe.
I'm not sure about that, but I was dozing off during 34 because that was a boring ass main event. I was actually wishing somebody had the Money in the Bank briefcase and would come out and save the son of a bitch of a match, just like they did with Seth Rollins.
Like that's like what? Yes, you should have had. Oh, but then Dean. Well, that could have been. That could have worked. you have Dean Ambrose rushing out to save Roman Reigns, sort of, and then cash in on Brock. And then you have at WrestleMania 35 the Shield main event that should never have in a Battleground.
Yeah, everyone knew that was going to come eventually anyway, from my opinion, once they split.
Yeah, but you should have waited until like a SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like, then what are the big four pay-per-views for anyway? If you're not gonna have a big fight field, no, you're gonna have a stupid Battleground.
Dave, for my opinion, they should cut down the pay-per-views anyway. Only have like one every 2 every 2 months, having 6 a month.
Like, did you hear that they're doing SummerSlam and then Payback about like 2 weeks later?
I haven't heard that, but I have heard that SummerSlam is supposed to be on a beach or on a boat.
Yeah, yeah, Payback is coming back. No pun intended, but right after SummerSlam, about like 2 weeks later.
That's a bunch of bullshit. From my opinion, they should have it has 6 pay-per-views a year, having so they can have enough build and have it where it's like January, March, every 2 months, basically.
Mm-hmm. And sorry for stuttering, and what I also hate is, okay, so you have a pay-per-view then, but then where's the build for the next one? Like let's say it's SummerSlam, you're fresh off that, but then you have a Backlash a week later.
There's no build period. That's what I'm saying. They should have it have one pay-per-view every 2 months so they can build.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like, Vince has us around our necks.
Say, Vince needs to go home, sit in that crippled rocking chair, and then let Triple H run Raw and SmackDown. At least be overseas of it. Let Triple H have the final say over Raw and SmackDown, like he does with NXT.
Exactly.
I even heard that Vince McMahon doesn't care about NXT. He just lets Triple H do his thing. I even heard that Vince McMahon hasn't even seen a NXT television show at all.
That's good for us.
Yeah, because if he did, he would sprinkle his crap on it, just like he does Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, and what's the point of firing Paul Heyman if you weren't even going to use him?
Actually, Paul wanted to leave himself.
Oh, like, as you know, as you probably not know, I do watch JD from New York, and I didn't hear that on his podcast. But
I seen that Paul Heyman wanted to leave. So he put in his request to leave so he can focus on being a in-ring or a on-screen personality, even though he's not even there on screen. He only shows up when he's actually needed for Brock Lesnar. So what's the point of him leaving Raw to be the focus on to be on-screen talent when he's not even there on screen?
Yeah. I don't know if this is like gonna interrupt the call, but I wonder if I go to Snapchat real quick and then come back, would that mess up the call real quick?
It will stop the recording, but I will, if you need to, I will edit this So if you need, we can. I'll edit it.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
My friends can wait about a few minutes. So, okay. No, well, let's continue this stupid Vince Russo and stupid Vince McMahon crap.
Vince Russo is a pile of shit. Say, Vince Russo doesn't know anything about the wrestling business. He should never have been in the wrestling business in the first place.
Yeah.
Say, why was he even a writer? Vince McMahon actually only took one idea out of 100, and I said, you can have the rest. I just think this one a good idea. We look at what he did with WCW. They took every piece of shit idea that they did, and he ran the company out of business because of it.
Yep. But let's go on to the next topic, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. I'm heated.
No, do you have any more topics?
Well, I have one final topic, and that's what's your thoughts on like Undisputed Era, and what do you think of like the Pat McAfee and where they go with the NXT?
Well, let's say you put Adam Cole on you put Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era on Raw or SmackDown. Going back to the Vince thing, they're just gonna get ruined on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, but the problem is too, if you think about it, they done it all in NXT. Where did they really go from here?
And you had that great match with Rollins and Bryan.
Yeah.
So you didn't really ruin them, but then you just go back to NXT. But like, as you do you watch JD from New York on YouTube?
No. I know.
Well, he says going to Raw and SmackDown is a demotion.
To me, Raw and SmackDown is like a demotion. Because they're not getting. When you think of Raw and SmackDown, you think of you'll get a big old push when you're not. Only the big guys get the push because of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and as you know, the DVD Freak hates celebrities in WWE, and I do too. So
do I. And so I even hate that the WWE puts the celebrities into the Hall of Fame. So what did they do besides appearing to be put into a wrestling Hall of Fame?
What did Donald Trump do?
Let's see. The Trump Plaza hosted WrestleMania 4 and 5.
Oh yeah. Besides that, so I guess that's a bad example.
And then he hosted, or he was part of the billionaire hair match at WrestleMania 23. But besides that, what did he really do?
He ran Raw for a week.
Yeah, ran Raw for a week. Those three things.
Did Arnold Schwarzenegger do anything besides punch Triple H in the mouth?
Oh, hell no.
Exactly. Okay, so I understand Connor's cure, yes. So that's fine. I
don't even get the Warriors Award.
Like, what is that?
It's that, yeah, I can understand they want to give an award to people that keeps on fighting, but the problem is Warrior didn't keep on fighting, and he was for what everybody says, he was a piece of shit of a guy.
As you see in the DVD, the self-destruction of the Warrior.
Exactly. Everyone thinks that he's just a piece of shit guy. So why name name a reward after him, and two, why put a wing in the Wrestling Hall of Fame for people that keeps on fighting. Why not
Yeah.
start? Why not start a organization separate from WWE, like Connor's Killer, for that?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, use WWE to like they do with Susan G. Komen and Connor's Killer, and promote to get people to donate money for that, but do not. That's as far as you should go with it.
Yep.
And say, unless you have any topics you want to talk about, I guess we'll end it there.
Well, we already talked about the mystery attacker. There was one. Oh yeah, the hacker storyline. Where did that even go? Like,
well, I heard two stories about that. One is they decided it wasn't they didn't want it to go nowhere else, so they more or less put it in the trash. And the other one, I heard that they just cast it to the side because they wanted the reveal for the hackers or hacker to be when the fans return.
okay, so they're gonna repackage it when the fans return. At like whenever.
That's what I've seen.
There was one more. Damn it. Okay, so you got the hacker. Oh yeah, what? Who actually gives a care about Otis winning the briefcase?
I didn't give a care about Otis winning the briefcase. What I cared about was Otis getting the girl more than him getting the briefcase.
I stood up and hugged myself when Otis kissed Mandy. Yeah.
And say, a lot of people may not know that I am a chubby dude just like Otis. So to me, that was a heartfelt moment for me because there's, that is a heartfelt moment for for the big guys that getting a girl like Mandy.
And like that's your WrestleMania moment right there. Like on your birthday, you got Seth Rollins cashed in, and now you have Otis finally getting the girl, and then you have Braun Strowman getting the Alexa Bliss at, I guess, mixed match challenge on Facebook.
That was just stupid, for my opinion.
It was.
The mismatch challenge was stupid. They only did 2 seasons and then done away with it.
Oh yeah. So I hear Bobby Roode is like stuck somewhere because of COVID-19.
As far as I know, he's just sitting back and catering, but I didn't hear about that.
What do you think of Sami Zayn? Okay, so here, going back to the 30-day clause, you have Brock Lesnar, who keeps holding on to the belt, but then you have Sami Zayn, who loses the belt for no reason, for not even showing up.
He didn't want to show up because of COVID-19, just like Roman Reigns, which is fine with me. But the problem
which is fine with me as well.
But the problem I have is if they're going to allow Brock to stay at home with a championship, why not Sami Zayn?
Exactly.
Because look how long Brock Lesnar stayed at home with a title and telling Sable, "I'm gonna go out milk the I'm gonna go out milk the cows. I'm gonna sit here and watch Little House on the Prairie, or I'm gonna fuck you, Sable," more or less.
The big 4 pay-per-views: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam. That's the only 4 pay-per-views he would be at. Now, besides that, he was a stupid champion, and the 30-day clause would have saved him, but no. Vince McMahon likes the big guys, like you said.
He was actually at one non-Big Four pay-per-view.
Crown Jewel.
Well, I was thinking Greatest Royal Rumble. Shortly after his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34.
Yes.
In that steel cage. It was also against Roman Reigns.
Yes, and that match, and that ending sucked.
The whole match sucked.
Exactly.
It could have been better if it wasn't with Brock Lesnar. Let alone Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but what do you think of this 30-day clause thing with Sami Zayn? I think it's stupid.
So do I, because of they allowed Brock Lesnar to do it. If he was on,
yeah, and I respect Roman Reigns staying at home because he had leukemia, and Sami Zayn being worried about getting it.
Well, there are multiple, or has been multiple people working in the Performance Center that has been getting COVID-19.
Yeah, I heard about probably 18 people tested positive for it and got sent home.
So the one most famous, at least in the Performance Center, would have to be Renee Young getting it.
Oh yes, I did hear about that.
Because if you remember, Renee got it, and then of course Jon Moxley was going to defend the AEW World Title against Brian Cage, and couldn't do it when it was originally supposed to happen because his wife Renee Young had COVID-19.
Oh yeah, and why is she even still on WWE? Shouldn't she go to be his manager like Cody, like what Cody's wife is doing for him?
I think you're right that she should go to AEW, but the problem is the contract. She might have too long of a contract for her to go to AEW.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the contracts are what is what pissing me off. Now you didn't see Raw, right?
I did not see Raw or NXT or AEW Dynamite.
Okay, so then I won't spoil the ending for you. So okay.
Well, if you're talking about the Randy Orton Ric Flair segment, I already seen that ahead weeks in advance. I already knew what was going to happen anyway. I just don't know exactly what happened with the attack. I knew it was Randy Orton and Ric Flair.
Do you want a spoiler?
Not really. I just want to know exactly. I just know exactly what happened. It's just that Randy Orton attacked Ric Flair.
Okay, so then I'll just leave it at that. But you're a friend. I don't want to spoil what happened for Rollins and Dominic. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Just watch the segment with Dominic and Seth, and that's all you need to see. Just for those two segments. The rest of the show is complete garbage.
See, I think it could have been better if Paul Heyman would have just stayed with Raw, Bruce Prichard stayed with SmackDown, and then left it at that. But no, Paul Heyman had to leave to focus on his so-called on-screen work. Even though, where's he at? I don't see him.
Nope. He's sitting at home with Brock Lesnar's milking the cows.
Yeah.
But we will never get a SmackDown or Raw like we did in 2016. That will never be duplicated.
say me, the best years in WWE would have to be, and you probably wouldn't know this because you didn't really watch it that much, would have to be 2007 and prior.
Yeah, 2000s. Like I actually rewatched, I actually rewatched years on the WWE Network, and I'll agree with you. 2007 and 2008 were good.
I'd say 2008 was decent for me, but it wasn't great because that's when 2008 was when they was going over to the PG.
Oh yeah, the PG era sucks. Like I said in my rant video with the DVD Freak, I'm a 2010 kid, but I wish I was not.
You still there?
Yeah. I'm still here.
So what did you say? You froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like I said in the rant video with the DVD Freak for SummerSlam, I'm a 2010 kid, but I wish I was not.
Say I'm grateful that I grew up when I did in wrestling because of all the great content that I got to watch from 97 on the way up to 2007, and really midway to through 2008.
Yeah, you got to see Eddie Guerrero beat Brock Lesnar at No Way Out.
Say, yeah, that was a great, fantastic match, from my opinion. I also told DVD Freak this after we filmed the wrestling trivia I did with him, that I am a fan of the 2002 to 2004 Brock Lesnar, but not the 2012 to present Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that too. Like 2002 when he wins the WWE title, and then when he loses the WWE title in 2004. Like, and I can't believe it, but everyone got to see the Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero hug at the end of WrestleMania 20.
So that was a amazing moment, knowing that you got these two great competitors, that's great friends, come together at the end of WrestleMania 20, both as singles champions, and let's celebrate together.
I'm just I'm just glad that I got it. Got this documentary for $10.
Well, like I told the DVD Freak that I actually had paid got it from Mega Replay for like that much, but the problem is I did not know at the time that both discs was scratched to hell. Try to repair both of them, but this too did not want to repair. So of course I had to buy another copy, and I had to pay close to $40 for it.
Oh, that's rough.
Because I could not watch the second disc all the way through. Because on the second disc on mine, at least one I had, it started freezing when I got to the Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle match in the steel cage.
Oh, 2001, yeah.
And I couldn't even watch it at all from then on.
And the good thing is that you got to see the Seth Rollins thing on your birthday. I bought this for $10 on my birthday.
really, for Chris Benoit, he is one of the greatest competitors of all time. I just wish that Vince McMahon will get over his fucking self and admit to himself he already has a murderer in the WWE Hall of Fame. So go ahead and put Chris Benoit into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, that.
You got Jimmy Snuka, which has been proven a murderer. Why not put Chris Benoit in there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's. Well, you have the Eddie Guerrero in the Hall of Fame. And why don't you just put his best friend in the Hall of Fame?
Say, yeah, you can put like Dean Malenko in the Hall of Fame because of being best friends with Eddie. You got Ray, but you also have to look at what they did in the ring alone by himself.
Why isn't like Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame yet? Like
Martha.
Of course, yeah, Martha Hart. And I know that, but the band's DVD cover of the Owen Hart DVD is way better than the original cover of the DVD.
I actually like that what we actually got with it a little bit better. We guess of having the picture on it, his picture on the DVD instead of just his logo.
Yeah.
Because the band is basically his logo.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to him being in the Hall of Fame, he is in several Hall of Fames. He's in the Canadian Hall of Fame. He's in the Lou Thesz and George Thizos Hall of Fame. He's in the Stampede Hall of Fame and multiple others Hall of Fame. Martha won't let him be in the WWE for the reason that she feels, rightfully so, that WWE is the company that killed her husband.
So I guess that's why they won't show the match on the WWE Network and at Over the Limit 99.
So that's why they won't show much of Owen Hart because of Martha at all.
Yeah, I guess that's why I need to get the DVD. I guess.
Yeah, I will say one thing that the WWE documentary is not as good as the life and death of the Owen Hart. That came with the excuse me, with the Hitman with Shadows DVD.
Yeah.
Say, to me, the life and death of Owen Hart is way better than what WWE's did.
And I also see you rocking the Doo-Hop t-shirt.
Yep.
Eat it, yeah.
Yep. Say, you want to talk about anything else before we wrap?
No, man, you answered every story I got.
Okay, then I guess that'll be the end of Talking Wrestling. You want to share any socials or YouTube your YouTube channel?
Well, as I said in the DVD Freaks video, I'm the man who makes great wrestling content, and I'm not as good as the DVD Freak or Relaxing goes. Hey guys, but I started 7 months ago. But I'm getting there. I have 80 subscribers, as I said, in every one of my videos. I'm trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. So sub to Porter's Unboxings, as you know. And I'm the guy who keeps every review real. And guys, I'm starting to film. Shit. I'm starting to film Survivor Series. I'm starting to film Survivor Series DVDs from Survivor Series 2007 to 2008. I'm still on SummerSlam 2013, but I'm getting there. So come over to my channel if you want to see more great content like Donnie over here or the DB Freak or Relaxing Ghost. If you love wrestling content, just come to me for more.
And you can get me on Facebook, Donnie Langston, and Twitter and Instagram at Donnie Langston 5. Until next time.
And you can come over to my Twitter. We'll have it Ryder's video. I'll thank him for this video, and you can come over to see my great pictures and stuff. But yeah.
See you guys next time.